Right, we're live on Facebook. Gotta get our Instagram up and going here, and then we'll be up and going. What's going on, ladies and gents? Hashtag no chase here. And we actually got a subject that I love talking about here today.
Yes, sir.
On live, where we got our start.
Thanks for watching.
But I'm gonna bring out the man, the myth, the legend.
Appreciate that very much.
Himself, Justin.
Did you?
To let him tell the story.
We're doing one right now. Hang on one second.
Because I'll mess it up, that's for sure. What's going on, Justin?
Hey guys, how's it going? Obviously, Justin, thanks for tuning in. Today's live feed is going to be about how we got started. We always get this question, especially lately with all the live feeds that we've done, is what do we do before, or how did the company get started? And so we're going to kind of run you through a little bit of that, and also kind of go back in time and talk to some of the people that came on with our company first 5-6 years ago, because they're still here, and kind of get their take on what it was like back then. But to know how we started the business, you have to know a little bit about how I got started. And basically grew up in a horsepower family that drag raced. I used to build engines for a living as kind of my paper route when I was 15 years old for other kids in high school, and then street raced a lot. Got into a lot of trouble, found myself in an off-road truck and fell in love with it, and decided to learn everything I could about off-road racing and suspension design, and ended up building a lot of sand cars, pre-runners, and race cars over the years. Between 1998 and 2008, built almost 400 sand cars, pre-runners, or race vehicles. So that's kind of how my shock knowledge came about. But with the crash in 08, pretty much lost everything I had, and was looking for something else to do. And around 2012 and 13, UTVs became more and more popular. They kind of grew up from a golf cart or a Rhino into something that was a ton of fun. And as the 900s and then the XP 1000s came out, we actually were in those and having fun. But right at that moment in time, my wife had a bad accident in a boat and broke her back. So she couldn't ride in the UTVs at all with the way that they rode stock. So it became kind of a goal to plush up the ride quality so good that she could go for a ride again with us. And once we did that, and a couple other people rode in it, others liked it and paid for me to do it and us to do more of them, and it grew from there exponentially to where we are now. So that's a bit about me, and that's a bit about how we actually started. But I'm going to take you inside the shop right now. We're going to go kind of reminisce a little bit with some of the guys and girls that started with this right away. If you guys have any questions, then go ahead and shoot.
We'll let you know if we do, Justin. This is crazy because when I met Justin as well, he was out of his garage.
So you're right, Chase, and I wanted to talk about that before we go over and talk to Ernie, because everything that you guys see started in my 3-car garage at home. And you know, I live a bit out of town, and where we've got some property behind us and state land immediately out the backyard. So it was really convenient to take a car, do some modifications to it, and test it right there, come back, make more mods, test it right there. And then that's kind of how all of it started. But it was all inside the 3-car garage that we had converted into a shop, and we could put one UTV in there at a time. And the summer around here is 120 degrees, so we actually had the door shut, one car in there, banging it out, and then move it out and quickly move another car in there and not lose all the AC in the garage if we could. So it was all hands on deck, which was pretty much these two hands until we got Ernie. Now, Ernie has been with me for almost 21 years and started with me when he was, I think, 15. But we parted ways and then came back together for this thing, and I'm just going to take you into Ernie's office right now if you guys want.
This is my favorite part. What did Ernie start out doing for you when he first started working for you, Justin?
Well, I'm going to say it in front of him so he knows what I'm talking about. Okay? Ernie, we're coming in here to give you a chat. Actually, I was just about to answer a question. So this is Ernie, you guys.
Is it on? Hello?
Yeah, it's on, I hope. But yes, when Ernie started, he was basically sweeping floors. And
are you talking like when I was a kid?
I'm talking 21 years ago.
That's my favorite part of the story, right there.
Yeah, sweeping floors 21 years ago.
I actually think my mom dropped me off first couple. Actually, my mom dropped me off first couple times because I don't think I could drive when I started. So it got into it for me like early on. My grandpa bought me a sand car when I was like 13 or 14, and I would work on that all the time at his house. And then he started being like, well, why don't you do something like that for a job? So then we I had no clue that they were doing that for a job. So it's the first place I called. I think when I called, I talked to...
It might have been Gina.
I talked to Gina, right.
which is my sister-in-law.
Jeanette's sister. And I think she thought I was super old on the phone because I was answering all these questions that she had. So I showed up, and I think they thought I was someone I wasn't when I showed up. And yeah, that's how I got on, right?
Actually, I remember I wanted to shoot the idea down with my sister-in-law. I'm like, man, he's too young and we want experience around here. And I just don't think it's a good idea. And she actually said that she said, please let me have him. He'll be my pet and I'll make sure that everything goes okay.
I love her for that.
It was actually true. We got to hit her up one time with that story.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then it just... Yeah, we've been I mean, not to sound wrong, but we've been together that long. Long time, so.
Yeah, we've had some spots in and out when things went bad,
Absolutely.
but always came back together. So
Absolutely.
you had a question, Chase?
Ernie, you came a long way from sweeping floors, man. What are you doing nowadays?
Oh man, that's hard actually.
What's your job description, Ernie? I think it may not be possible to have that many words.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit all over the place, so... I would say I do all the daily ins and outs with the business stuff. Justin's way involved with the business stuff too, but he's doing more of the race team stuff and design and development and stuff. And I get involved in that tremendously too. Do a lot of testing and tuning and creating kits, whether it be a spring kit or a shock job, valve job, all the way to playing with new IQS stuff and everything like that.
I'm going to change the subject really quick because I just got reminded in my head. When we started in my garage, I remember that I came to you and said, you need to quit where you're working.
Oh yeah.
A solid job.
Yeah.
Basically take everything in your hands and throw it on the table like dice and make this a full-time gig, and we're going to make a run of this. What did you think at that time?
Well, so I'm kind of all over the place with that because you were doing different things too, right? Mm-hmm. So we were always in contact and always doing stuff together. I actually my whole family's medical field, whether it be nurses or firefighters. Mm-hmm. So I started to go down that path too. So I worked on an AMBO for 4 or 5 years. I worked in a hospital at the same time. So when I was doing that, my wife and I were about to have a kid, so I kind of wanted to get out of the ER aspect of the hospital. And Justin and I started talking about doing this together and getting this thing up and running. And that was my pitch to my wife. That was my pitch to Jenna. I'm like, listen, we're gonna give this a 1-year run. I'm gonna quit doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna quit doing school for now. Give it a 1-year run, and we'll see what happens. And that was.
Never look back.
I never looked back. I mean, that was what,
6.
I'm lost 6 years ago. So,
yep, that was 2014.
Yeah, and that was just us in a garage on a plastic table.
Fold-out table actually.
Had my dad helping us out. He had just retired fire department. Had my dad helping us out.
Mm-hmm. Your brother came in sometimes.
My brother would come in. He's a firefighter too. He would come in on off days. And I mean, I consider Justin 100% family, so it's been a family thing from day one. Mm-hmm. Like it really has. So it's been really cool. And we've learned a lot of things along the way. We've met a lot of cool people along the way too. So very grateful, very thankful for sure.
Well, thanks for the insight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down the hallway and see if I can't find Mitch, who would have been next to join us in the 3-car garage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Ernie.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, you think you can walk backwards, Chase?
Always.
All right, we're gonna see if you
run
can,
backwards,
if you can
Justin.
fall over. I'm gonna try and speed up. Hey, hurry up. Let's go. All right, so after Ernie and I, that's right. There's Chase's office.
Yep.
Which, we don't need to look in there. It smells horrible. A little bit of inventory out here.
There's Christopher Robbins. Kayla.
So I'm going to talk about Mitch before I let him talk. But so at the time that Ernie and I were in the 3-car garage doing as much as we possibly could with help from family, we knew we needed more people, and we kind of put the word out amongst friends. And then Mitch came along. So, Mitch, here's your mic. Make sure you put that up. Okay. But I'm going to ask you this. What did you think when you showed up for your job interview and you had to go 30 miles outside of town, drive down a dirt road, and you came up to someone's house?
Well, at first I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I was making a mistake, honestly, and I was like kind of concerned of where I was going in a way. Did you touch on Bill at all?
I didn't talk about Bill. We skipped right over Bill and went straight to you.
Cool. Well, he gave me all the address and everything to go to, and I thought I put it in my phone wrong. I was like, where am I going? I had no idea. So, pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know anybody else that goes to a job interview at a house, let alone in a garage. So that was kind of a first for me, and I mean, it definitely worked out. So
why did you say yes then?
Well, I was working a pretty crappy job before that, and honestly, anything was better at the time, and even if it was in a garage. So that's kind of where that led to.
So then it was me, it was Ernie, Bill was there too. And yourself, and we basically killed it as much as you can kill it inside of a 3-car garage, and that's like, you know, that's pretty relative. There's not much room or space, and we were all over each other, that's for sure.
Right.
What do you remember about that time that was cool or crappy?
So most of it was all memories for me. I wish I had some cool stories, and I wish I was funnier and could tell a funny story, but I'm not. Honestly, memories. So I mean, if you look around all the blue bins, we used to have maybe 4 of those underneath a white fold-out table with a roll of packing paper, a tape dispenser, and that is literally what we shipped everything off of. And it was me and Bill, 2 people, basically doing all of that at the time, and that was pretty cool because it was kind of like an experience of, you know, being able to do everything and know everything about it.
So you started at the bottom, you were installing, and then started getting into shocks, and fast forward 5 years, and here we are now. What is your job description here?
Testing, tuning, research, development. I'm kind of all over the place. I mean, I can do a little bit of everything. So I would say R&D for the most part.
I'm going to add to that because you're also in charge of basically the whole shock area and filling in when the guys get behind. Even though Steve runs the shock area now, you did, but you stepped up into the tuning and then come back and help those guys out.
Mind you guys, I knew nothing about any of this stuff when I started here. I had like, you know, background knowledge of dirt bikes and stuff like that, but nothing with UTVs or suspension. Suspension alone, I didn't know what the inside of a shock looked like. I didn't know how it operated, any of that stuff. I remember Justin telling me, first day I met him, he came back from Mexico. He didn't even meet me when I got hired. He came back and came in and told me my smile would go away after a couple months of working on shocks.
You get sick of working at it.
And he was right, but I still love it every day. It's I don't think of it as a job. It's some place I come to and I enjoy it and I love it every single day. So,
Mr. Sparkles, hashtag yes, Mitch.
Yes,
Mitch.
All right, cool.
I like
Thank
that.
you, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate
hell yeah,
that.
hashtag yes, Mitch.
So,
appreciate that.
Yeah, like I said, mostly memories. I mean, back in the garage, we used to get Subway every single day and watch Street Outlaws for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, our break room was inside my house. So we'd go inside the house, watch something, eat a sandwich. There's not much out where I live as far as food is concerned.
It was Subway or pizza.
Yeah, pretty much it. Every single day.
And then when we built when you built the shop next to the garage, I remember you had a big backhoe back there. And I've never worked one of those either. And Justin told me to go get it, go dig a 12-foot hole in his yard. So went and did that. Just a lot of cool memories, man. It's definitely been an adventure on the way just to see where we were and where we came and what we've accomplished and the people that we have now and what we're doing. So I'm forever grateful for all of it, especially Justin.
Oh, thanks, Mitch.
Ernie.
Appreciate that.
Too.
Thank you. Definitely. I'm going to take the mic from you, and I'm going to go and talk to your fiance.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
So,
Justin, we got a couple questions here. Pretty good ones as well. Keeks60. Ooh. Who came up with the name? And then we also want to know, are those patents on the wall up front? Yes, they were patents. And who came up with the name?
So I came up with the name in 2013, and the first thing I did was buy all the media tags and all the domain names for Shop Therapy. I almost didn't do it because I thought we would be stuck when it came to search engines with all the medical supplies and things when you look up Shop Therapy. But it turned out good. Same with the logo. And yes, you're right, Chase, I think with your answer to your question. They were all patents up in the front.
How many employees do we have now, Justin?
If you count everybody at the CNC shop, then we've got about 29 or 30 people. If you skip the CNC shop, then we're about 25.
We got KN Roya. Are you guys willing to take in young employees like you did for Ernie? Because I am very interested.
Yes, we are. Typically, we only hire from within, meaning that you have to know somebody that works here because they're going to vouch for you, being somebody cool enough that wants to be part of our team. It's really important to us that we hire people with the same attitude, that get along great, and that our atmosphere here is super friendship amongst all of us. Everybody here goes out and drinks together after work and back each other up. So it might be hard to break in just with a resume, but give it a shot. You never know. If you don't have any more questions, let's go talk to Lauren.
Let's do it.
Hi, Lauren. Here's a mic for you.
Fancy.
So, Lauren and Mitch are engaged. I am sorry to ruin all of your guys' high hopes thinking that you might be able to get her number. It's not going to happen.
You get it from Mitch.
Yeah, you can get it from Mitch,
thanks.
but and he's here right now probably to protect his investment, I guarantee. But Lauren was next in line when it came to people that we brought on at the house. And Mitch was working for us, and Lauren is a Harley certified, by the way, if you guys don't know that, and she was working at a Harley shop and left there to come work for us. I'm going to ask you kind of the same question I asked Mitch. What was the first thought you had when you go down a dirt road coming in for a job interview to start working for us?
Literally that, like, oh boy, what I get myself into. But it worked out amazingly, obviously. So
I thought it was awesome when you started because of it was just a giant family, and obviously you and Mitch knew each other really well before you started, so you had a heads up of what you're in for.
yeah.
Pretty lax. We worked.
Spend 24 hours a day together.
Oh yeah, actually that's a really good question. What's it like to not only work with Mitch all day, but then go home to Mitch at night and you never have a break?
Well, I don't know what he said, but I love it, and it
do
works
too.
really well for me. I mean, I don't know.
There's not a lot of people that can do it. We'll say that.
I was going to say the same thing. That's really hard to do, and I actually gave you. I even warned you guys in advance. I'm like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to do that?" But it's hard to do.
I've never seen anyone do it better. And honestly, you guys, you can't, when you guys are so professional at all times, you guys never cross the line. It's never like PDA on top of the stairway like I'd be doing all the time. It's nothing but the best from you guys.
Hashtag no chase.
Thank you. I think the fact that we're both so invested in this place that it feels like it's our own too plays like a huge part into why it works. So.
Absolutely, I would say the same. So when you started, you were doing installations.
Yeah.
Installing all the parts and shocks and spring kits.
Yep, that's how I started.
And then, if I remember right, went to shipping, and
Yep.
you ran the whole shipping department.
Yep, I did that for a long time.
And when I say shipping department, that's a very loose term because we were in the garage. I think at the time we were borrowing whatever boxes we had from parts showing up, we were cutting them in half, duct taping them together to make them big enough for shocks. And then after that, we expanded the garage and then did actually have an area for shipping. I'm not sure I'd call it department though.
A fold-up table and a roll of paper
Yeah, fold-up table
all we
and
needed.
roll. Exactly.
for a while there.
But we knew all the UPS guys by first name.
Oh yeah, good friends.
Yeah.
I miss them.
Then we moved here, and now what are you doing?
Now I'm the parts manager.
So all the inventory you guys see around here, all the springs on the shelf, all of this badassery behind me, see all this OCD? I keep going back to that because I have OCD too, but her OCD makes our shop awesome.
Thank you.
So there's no other person that could do that parts room like you do. You have any other memories from back then that were out of line that you can share?
Out of line. I do remember a bobcat story.
Oh, that's right. So all of our spring inventory was outside the garage, and then I know we used to go outside every day and pull the springs that we needed. And one of the days there was actually a bobcat out there that scared the crap out of Clay.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but he said it was behind me, and I just started running. You don't really check that when someone says there's a bobcat behind you.
Yeah, a few snakes here and there too.
And giant scorpions always running under the pallets, and you're like, sweet, I have to get in that box.
But you killed it.
Thank you.
So
It's been
I
fun.
will say, Lauren's probably the only person at this shop that could do absolutely everything here. Whether it's tune shocks, ship shocks, actually know where everything is in the building,
Yes.
and work the whole computer system. I think she's got you beat, Mitchy boy.
I know she does.
I would absolutely agree with that.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I'm gonna split, leave you alone. We're gonna go find Steve.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Later, Lolo. Diesel dog, hashtag no chase, I know.
Yes, no chase. Constantly no chase. Thank you. Let's go find Steve because Steve was next on the list of people that came on board. And we're gonna finish off with Steve, see if you guys got questions that hit his up.
The way Steve acts, you would thought he was first.
Yeah, I know, true. So, Steve, how's it going?
Good, how about you guys?
There's your mic.
Thank you.
Speak into the mic, sir.
Hi.
So we've talked with Ernie, we talked with Mitch, we talked with Lauren, and then in order of people that came on board, you're pretty much the next one.
Yep.
And when you started, what were we doing? What do you remember?
So when we started, man, we X3s had just come out.
That's right.
We were just about starting the internal upgrades and everything like that. 9 out of 10 cars we did were probably XPs, Walker Evans, steel bodies.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Sean Beaver, he's listening from overseas, and he just wants to thank you for hooking him up with my dual rate kit and limit straps. They are waiting for me when I get home.
Awesome, Sean. Hey, when you get stateside, man, I put a couple extra goodies inside the box for you.
Ooh. So we're knocking cars out the best we could.
Yep, we were doing
in the middle of nowhere.
4 cars a day in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
4 cars a day was a stretch back then too.
And I think we split for lunch every single day as a shop and went to lunch because there was like no food in the area.
No food, and then shout out to the Mecca out in Wickenburg, man.
Wickenburg Mecca.
Taco Tuesday, 120 tacos.
We would show up and pre-order tacos.
Oh yeah, we
I guarantee
pre-ordered
that.
tacos on the way in.
Do you have any stories about things that went sideways and wrong or good or bad back then?
Jacob Carver's car. I don't even know if he knows this, so Jacob, if you're listening, you're gonna find this out. But I do remember we had his car lifted up on jacks, and it slipped out from under the jack, and I thought I broke your concrete floor. And then in my first 2 weeks there, we'll just go backwards. My first 2 weeks there, I was working on a Friday with Justin, and I partially blame him, but it's for me. He asked me to roll up the garage door, and I didn't roll it up enough, and he slammed into it with the forklift and destroyed the lower part of his door.
So one thing about Steve you guys don't know, I mean, he's a super outgoing personality, of course. He's like the best person we have when it comes to getting on camera around here, clearly, if you've seen anything that Steve's done.
Thank you.
But he's got a phobia. He thinks I'm going to fire him like every freaking
All the
day. I don't know
time.
why.
All the time. I feel like I'm going to get fired.
I
from this
know,
guy.
and I don't even know what it is, but like I'm just walking down the hallway, I'm doing my own thing, and Steve's like, "You looked at me funny. Am I okay? Am I
Justin
outta here?"
can smile at me, walk by, and I'm like, "Oh damn, he's gonna go talk to Ernie, and I'm fired." Like,
I have no idea where it comes from, man. He's never leaving.
I work with both these guys. I'll film something with Steve, and Justin will go, "That was amazing," and then Steve will go, "Am I gonna get fired?"
Justin hates me. It's so true. It's so true.
So after all that, fast forward 3 or 4 years, what do you do here?
Run the back shop basically for the shocks and internal work and stuff like that. Mitch is doing a lot of the testing, but Mitch passed it down to me, and so just running the back shop, making sure the guys are staying on track and getting your shocks out on time.
So in charge in the back. I don't think I have anything to add, but because the forklift story was the one I was going to throw out there.
I knew you were going to, and it's and then fast forward to 3 years later, I screwed up our garage door here with a forklift. So garage doors and me don't mix for sure.
So it's true what they say, history repeats itself.
Yep, and we still got another garage door, so we'll see what happens.
You got one more to go?
We got one more to go.
Thanks, Steve.
Perfect.
Won't have it any other way.
Right on, guys. Thanks, man. No, we got
There we go.
Hey,
it in.
Steve, we got some suggestions here.
Yes.
We have a mullet.
Can I do a shout out real quick?
Hashtag mullet mayhem for the next giveaway.
Mullet mayhem, I like it. I don't know if I can grow a mullet that quick, but I do have some. What am I looking at?
I was looking at your hair.
Oh, I do have a couple ideas with that, but I just want to give a shout out. My mom's birthday was yesterday. Mom, if you're watching, happy birthday, and I love you.
Aww. Happy birthday, Mom. All right.
All right.
We are done interviewing everybody. If you guys have any more questions about how we started and what we're doing now, then shoot. In the meantime, I'm going to walk upstairs because this is where we keep all of our shirts. And I want to remind you guys that shirts are free if you guys sign in live with us. And we are going to be doing a lot more giveaways coming up soon. So take a look around here. We've got plenty of apparel, you guys. Make sure you jump on the t-shirt bandwagon if you have time to sign in. Other than that, I think we can wrap the sucker up. If you guys have more suggestions for live feeds, please give it to us. We're running out of ideas. Obviously, we're talking about how we started, so we're getting to the bottom of the barrel. Give us some ideas, we'll run with it. If you have any questions about our product, give us a call. 623-217-4959. If you have any idea about buying product from us, then go to our website, shocktherapist.com. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day, guys.
Keep up, guys.